just so many different levels between them, to be honest with you. You just saw like a British heavyweight against a world-class heavyweight, and there was many levels between them. Dave made too many mistakes, took too much punishment early, and I think Jamie Moore did absolutely the right thing. I think the ref was, on the verge of doing it himself, but what's the point? When you're not in the fight, when you can't win the fight, it's all very well having a nice story, and but when you're being outclassed and you're getting beat up, you've got to get him out of there. And it was disappointing because I feel like Dave could have done things a little bit better, but he wasn't good enough. And it wasn't because he didn't want to win the fight, it was just that he was well out of his league. And you can look for answers. He came in, I got in the ring and he said, I said, Dave, you're just miles off the pace, mate. And that's the reality. Nowhere near good enough to beat a fighter like Filip Hrgovic. That was the fight that was ultimately offered by Queensberry. So, you can't, how can you turn down, one, the deal, two, the chance to fight in Doncaster and roll the dice against someone that you think you might be good enough to beat. I said to Andrew last night in Germany, you've got to look at ways at how you win fights. And against an accomplished heavyweight like Hrgovic, how does Dave Allen beat him? And that answer is not an easy one. And we saw that in there tonight. Just a long way off that level, unfortunately. I know there'll be a lot of people say, why did he get this opportunity? And the reason he got his opportunity is because he's incredibly popular and he's incredibly real. And I had conversations with him where, I was worried about his life, like what he was going to do with himself, because he had no money, he had no drive, he was just, his head was in another stratosphere. And then what he's done in the last year particularly, or with the two Johnny Fisher fights, the Makhmudov fight, and tonight the Filip Hrgovic fight. And I know that people will be disappointed with the fight itself, but I can't be, because I know that this is the one that made sure that he's good forever. So, I can't say that I expected that. I knew that there was a very good chance that he was going to get beaten, and well beaten, but you hope that Hrgovic marks up. He's been in a couple of tough fights, etc. But ultimately, I accepted the fight because of the opportunity and the money and the hope that he could get the win. But the resurgence, don't forget, Dave hasn't always been this popular. Like, he weren't selling out Doncaster Stadium and Sheffield Arena 5 years ago. He couldn't sell 100 tickets, and that popularity's become because of the type of person that he is. But also at the same time, he's had his opportunities, he's had his big limelight. He'll keep going, I'm sure, but now we probably look at an exit to make sure that he don't go on too long. The job's been done, right? The money's been made. Let's not hang around too long. Yes, if there's a couple more fights, you get to 40, maybe a shot to win the British heavyweight title, but let's not get beat up like that, right? Let's go and live a nice life. Drove those opportunities because of his popularity and his personality. And yes, I mean, what we have done together has been incredible, because honestly, he didn't have fucking, I mean, he had nothing. And he was on the verge of leaving this sport with nothing. Now he's got houses, mortgages paid for, family, can put him through an education, can live a life post-boxing. He's met some great people, he's a great pundit, he's got personality, he can hang around in the game, he can be a trainer, he's a manager. You know what I mean? So his life has completely turned around, and therefore, I can't be too disappointed. I wanted him to do better than that. I felt he would do better than that. In the back of my mind, did I think he could really win? I hoped and prayed, but you also know the reality is that can happen when you're levels apart.